Hi folks, P here. And in a faraway tropical paradise, there lives a charming breed of woman called the Filipina. They're known for their hospitality, unparalleled singing voices, and the ability to smile in the face of hardship. Unfortunately, some of us also have a talent for cheating on our partners with the stealth and agility of a ninja in the dead of night. Now obviously, men cheat, women cheat all around the world. But there are cultural differences between East and West that make it more difficult to detect the telltale signs of a Filipina's infidelity. Unless you have a copy of their codebook, which I just happen to have access to. So buckle up as we embark on a fact-finding mission to uncover all the sneaky subterfuge that's used in this part of the world and try to answer the burning question, is she cheating? Whoever smelt it, dealt it. Everyone with a pulse knows that Filipinas are some of the most jealous women on the planet, accusing their partners of the most heinous depravities and debaucheries for apparently no reason whatsoever. Just saying hello to a neighbor or giving a waitress a generous tip can lead to allegations of a clandestine relationship. But when a Filipina suddenly kicks her jealousy into overdrive and accuses you of infidelity just for watching the evening news, it might be a case of a guilty dog barking the loudest. A cheating Filipina will often assume that since she's cheating on you, then you must be doing the same to her, which is of course completely unacceptable. I know it might be hard to separate normal crazy Filipina jealousy from hyper crazy Filipina jealousy, but if you spot an increase in the insanity, it might be time to turn off the news and take notice. The friend zone feigned. To keep her side relationships afloat, a cheating Filipina may introduce her foreign partner to her other suitors under the guise of friendship or family. She probably has a large number of cousins whose names you'll never remember, so why not add another one? The problem is, the man she presents as cousin Juan is actually her local boyfriend, or maybe even her husband. And since you know how close Filipino families are, the cheater knows you're not likely to interfere when she tells you that cousin Juan needs a place to sleep for a few weeks, and she's offered him a couch that apparently folds out into a bed made for two. If she has a smaller family and you've already met him, another favorite tactic of the cheating Filipina is to introduce you to her gay friend, who turns out to be anything but. If they spend a lot of unnecessary time together and you dare to complain, the cheater will invariably try to paint you as a controlling foreigner that's dictating who she's allowed to be friends with, capping off the conversation with the loaded question, "Don't you trust me?" The disappearing act. A Filipina can make Houdini look like an amateur with her ability to vanish into thin air. 1 minute she's showering you with attention and affection, and in the next minute, she's nowhere to be seen. This skill is so finely honed that she can even pull it off in the middle of a heartfelt conversation, leaving a thread of unfinished text messages about how much she was looking forward to your arrival. The bewildered foreigner is left scratching his head, wondering if it's in a real-life episode of The Twilight Zone. But fear not, she'll reappear just as mysteriously as she vanished, armed with an airtight alibi that will leave you more puzzled than a Rubik's Cube. Some Filipinos think nothing of wandering in and out of your life, and if you call them out on it, chances are they'll act like this is normal. The real reason for the disappearing act, however, might be because she was entertaining a different audience. The language barrier bamboozle. One of the cheating Filipina's most cunning tactics is exploiting the language barrier. She'll skillfully use her knowledge of the local dialects to her advantage, slipping in and out of conversations with ease, while leaving her foreign partner utterly clueless. This linguistic sleight of hand allows her to carry on illicit conversations with friends right under your very nose. 1 minute she was speaking English to her best friend, discussing last Sunday's communion service. But now, she's speaking the local dialect in hushed tones, punctuated by giggles. Is she gossiping about the wine and crackers, or talking about getting on her knees for some other reason? You'll never know. And that's why language is a cheater's best friend for maintaining multiple relationships without raising suspicion, leaving the foreign partner lost in translation. The art of double booking. The cheating Filipina's calendar might be more packed than a rush hour MRT train. Juggling multiple partners like a pro circus performer, she'll expertly plan dates with Swiss-like accuracy, carefully calculating the time and distance to avoid any awkward overlaps. She might schedule a romantic dinner with partner A at a swanky Makati restaurant, followed by a cozy movie date with partner B in Quezon City, while making sure that she has enough time to grab a quick coffee with partner C at the mall in Pasay. A Filipina who's really into you will make time for you, pretty much all the time you desire, and sometimes even more than you desire. But if she always seems unavailable and keeps coming up with reasons why she's busy, it might be because she's getting busy with someone else. When the cat's away, the long-distance relationship, the bread and butter of the cheating Filipina. With the advent of the internet, a mischievous Filipina can cast her net far and wide, ensnaring a hapless foreigner with sweet romantic messages and the occasional sultry selfie. The foreign partner, smitten by her exotic charm, is none the wiser, as she spins a web of lies and deceit while keeping up the pretense of a loving future mate. And when the foreigner finally decides to visit the Philippines, the cheating Filipina will concoct an elaborate ruse to explain her sudden unavailability, perhaps a sick relative or an urgent work project, as she stealthily continues her philandering ways. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you haven't met in person, you're not really dating. And no matter what a Filipina tells you, she might not take things seriously until you're standing in front of her. Until that time comes, it's better not to put all your eggs in one basket. The many faces of Eve. A Filipina likes to dress to please her partner. And depending on whether she's dating a local guy or a foreigner, she'll walk out the door looking very different indeed. Now, it's not always the case, but the wardrobe of a Filipina with a foreign mate usually reveals a lot more skin, and she'll often combine that with copious amounts of makeup to complete the picture she wants to portray. Unfortunately for the unwitting foreigner, expensive-looking designer dresses are quite cheap here, making an assortment of flashy clothing within the reach of just about any Filipina. A woman who's cheating will change her appearance like a chameleon in order to appeal to her paramour. So if she normally wears shorts and a t-shirt when she's with you, but suddenly she's sporting a skin-tight dress for a supposed trip to the fruit market, there might just be another foreigner interested in her melons. The family affair. When a cheating Filipina wants to add a touch of drama to her escapades, she'll enlist the help of her family members. Cousins become secret agents, and aunts and uncles morph into skilled accomplices, all working in unison to create an elaborate ruse to throw the foreign partner off the scent. Trying to get a family member to rat out a cheating Filipina is like trying to get the Catholic Church to admit the misdeeds of a priest. It ain't gonna happen. It's all about family first, and even if you end up marrying a cheater, you're still never gonna be part of the inner circle. Whatever goes on within the Filipino family stays in the family. So don't expect to be able to use reason to cause a crack in the ranks. For all you know, they're on the side of the other guy. So if you find yourself being warmly embraced by a family of a cheating Filipina, be warned that you might be caught in the middle of a well-choreographed dance of deception. The social media mirage. The age of social media has provided the cheating Filipina with the perfect cover. She can create an alternate reality with just a few clicks, sharing photos and status updates that paint a picture of a loving and devoted partner. Meanwhile, she's carrying on her affairs behind the digital curtain, creating as many versions of herself as she likes, leaving her foreign partner in the dark. Now, while it's true that everyone has access to the same opportunities, Filipinas make use of social media the way fish make use of water. Having multiple Facebook profiles is second nature for most of us, and I don't need to point out the temptation involved. But the most important question is why she needs so many accounts. And how does she present herself? Is she looking for validation and attention from other men? Or is she just selling handmade bracelets? If none of her profiles mention anything about you, it's important to point out that Filipinas often have a legitimate reason for not publicizing their relationship with a foreign partner. There's the jealousy of her friends, crab mentality from her family, and requests for money from old classmates that she hasn't seen in 10 years, who'll suddenly start messaging her once they find out she's with you. But on the other hand, if she goes out of her way to appear single and available, you might have a problem. Is every Filipino with several online profiles a cheater? No, not at all. But does almost every cheater have multiple accounts? You bet. Buyer beware. Tall tales from a short Filipina. Filipinas aren't known for our attention to detail, and that's something you can use to trip up a would-be cheater. Now, of course, you don't want to be that guy that writes down everything she says to cross-check and verify every word. But if she's giving you reason to be suspicious, just make a few mental notes when she tells you about her day. Where did she say she went last weekend? Wasn't it to the waterfall? Then why did she just say she went to the beach? She said she rode her motorbike, but now she says it's been broken for the last month and she wants you to help her fix it. Now, not every inconsistency points to a cheater, but if her stories just aren't adding up, you might have more than a math problem on your hands. The devil's in the details, so use those details to spot the little devil. The Great Escape. Finally, the coup de grace, the grand escape. When the jig is up and her foreign partner starts to suspect her infidelity, the cheating Filipino will concoct an elaborate exit strategy that would make James Bond green with envy. Perhaps she'll fake her own kidnapping or claim she's joined the convent to atone for her sins. Whatever the story, she'll weave a tale so convoluted and fantastical that it would put the most imaginative telenovela to shame. Unable to accept the truth of her deception, a Filipino will at first attempt to deny any wrongdoing. But when she sees that you ain't buying what she's selling, there's a good chance she'll just pack up and head over to her lover's house, on the way to the convent, of course. But in the end, the truth will always come to light, whether through the diligent detective work of the foreigner or the cruel hand of fate. The cheating Filipina's deception will eventually be revealed, and as the curtain falls on her elaborate performance, she'll be left with nothing but the cold, hard truth that love, like all things, cannot be built on a foundation of lies. And there's no redeeming this type of Filipina. By cheating, she's basically saying that your hot dog can cut the mustard, which means she doesn't deserve your special sauce on her buns. The kind of person that would cheat like that is the kind of person that will cheat in the future. Just cut your losses and move on. So I hope this provided a glimpse into the world of the cheating Filipina. And although this behavior might be alarming, it represents only a tiny minority when compared to the many loving, faithful, and genuine relationships that blossom between Filipinas and their foreign partners. Love, after all, is a universal language that knows no borders. Happy hunting, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Well, that's all for this episode. And I'll be back on Tuesday with another topic to make you laugh, make you cry, or make you think. Till then, folks. You know how I feel about you. I really think you're the one.
So how many other guys have been the one?
Just one before the other one. That's the one after the one I'm talking to now. That's you, hon. It's only you now.
So how many people have you slept with?
Well, hon, remember I'm a Filipina and we sleep with 5 or 6 family members in one bed. So what's the point of trying to put a number on it?
But how many of them were not your family members?
Wow, that'd be really hard to guess at. I have a big family, so depending on how extended you're talking about, I'm pretty much related to everyone in town. And besides, isn't the human race just one big family?
Look, what I want to know is how many guys have dipped their chocolate bar in your peanut butter?
So you just want to know about the chocolate ones, right?
Okay, last chance. How many men have you had sexual intercourse with?
Just the man, not women or boys? And why are you so obsessed with this number thing?
Because the more sexual partners a woman has, the higher the chance that she can't bond with just one man anymore.
Oh, that's ridiculous. You think just because my goose is a little loose that I can't bond with you? Come on, James.
James? My name is Robert.
James, Robert, what's in a name, right? Oh well, who's next? Hey James, hi. You know how I feel about you, right? I really think you're the one. If you think about it, I'm kind of like your stewardess, making sure you stay in an upright position during the video and guiding you to the exits. The exits of all your worries about life in the Philippines. The captain has asked that you please give a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to this channel. And for your entertainment, we have a selection of other in-flight movies for you to enjoy. In the case of an emergency landing, place your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye. Have a nice flight!